I guess this is it. We are officially live. We are, see, it says live there. That means we're officially live. All right. So great to be here again with my friend Paul Heron. And today we are going to be, we've got a lot of questions, question marks in the graphics so far, Paul. So hopefully we'll answer a lot of the big questions today. And I guess one of the bigger questions, one of the newer, bigger questions that has come up specifically for you and I is our methodology and what is our branding and what are we going to be naming our program that we have this common shared vision of producing and publishing and promoting and inviting aspiring entrepreneurs and life coaches to. This fall, we have some opportunities to work directly with people, include them in the conversation. That was on the cover, Paul. This cover here, everything starts with what? I'm going to do a drum roll. Paul, I'll let you deliver the answer to this, okay? Everything I even have a drum roll sound effect that I'm not prepared for, but I'll just do my own drum roll. So everything starts with a...
I love it, Tyler. For me, everything starts with a conversation.
Yes. And isn't that how you and I started?
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's how it starts with you and all of your clients, isn't it?
Yep. Absolutely. And, you know, I love this concept because the conversation that we have internally, you know, if we want to take any action whatsoever, there is an internal conversation of sorts. You know, what is it that we value? What is it that we want to move towards? In our life coaching businesses, you know, I'm constantly having conversations with my clients about, you know, issues that are pertinent to them on their mind, you know, dollars coming in the door, closing deals, getting clients on board. And it always comes back to the same thing. You know, what are we doing to create those opportunities to start conversations? And, you know, I think it's a powerful thing to think through. It really is. It's, you know, it's why we're here today. You know, we're hopefully starting a conversation today about a really exciting opportunity that we're sort of putting together for you guys. Yeah, looking forward to starting potentially lots more conversations in the near future.
Right. Yeah, it is powerful. And, you know, I was thinking about what does it take to actually be open? Like, I'm contemplating for myself, like, where did I need to be from a attitudes or mindset standpoint? Where did I need to be from an emotional standpoint in my life? What was it that needed to happen in order for me to be open to starting a conversation? You know, and that's one of the key words, is that there has to be an openness and a receptiveness, right? A willingness to make a connection, you know. And I think that connection, before we can even connect with others, we have to start doing the inner work of connecting with ourselves. And really, the connection with others is I don't know if you would agree with this, Paul, but the connection with others begins with a connection with ourselves.
I absolutely would agree with that. It's, you know, it's an interesting balance that we sort of find ourselves working through. You know, we've spoken about this many times, that balance between our need to various different parts of us that want to keep us safe and protected and, in our comfort zone. We kind of know that to make steps to take steps towards our vision requires us to step out of our comfort zone. And if we aren't prepared, if we don't have the body to jump in the deep end and experience the challenges, the ups and downs of making strides towards that vision that we have created, if we're not prepared, we run the risk of putting too much pressure on ourselves. And I look at all of this, everything that we're trying to create here, Tyler. I look at it around, laying that foundation, laying that groundwork, developing that sense of certainty, trust, confidence within ourselves to be able to take those strides out of the comfort zone. To be able to confidently go out and start conversations. I think it's powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's, and for many of us, we are, you can consider life as a journey. We are all walking this path of life, and the idea of there being a coaching path in life, where again, it's this giving and receiving of, there's a part of us that wants to be able to coach and guide and support and help others. And at the same time, this balance that you're talking about, we need to be open and receptive and sometimes vulnerable enough to seek coaching, to seek support and guidance. And, really, there's an alchemy between this, the coach and the coachee, where there's this chemistry where there's giving and taking, and giving and receiving, and it goes both ways. And there's a great result that can occur when both sides in the relationship are giving of themselves, to their very best ability. They're not holding themselves back from moving forward, and they're both offering their very best. And it's an exciting thing. And this conversation, we talked about everything starts with a conversation. Well, you and I have been having this incredible conversation over the past few months, and what's come out of it, Paul, is this methodology, right? This what we're calling a coaching path, where we have the three creative powers, and we have the big questions, and what's so exciting, like the more that we have these conversations, the more we see how impactful this methodology or framework or formula, right, is, and how relevant it is to everyone, to people. And, part of it is that we're working with other coaches, and we have clients that we're coaching. And so we see where the challenges are, where people's blocks are, and the obstacles that they're kind of, having to deal with. And so this is really exciting on many levels. And we're going to unveil what we are calling this methodology, this formula. And we're calling it, again, I wish I had my drum roll sound effect ready for this.
You'll have to sort that out for next time, Tyler.
We're calling it the live coaching path. And, we've done so much great work from a branding standpoint and a communication standpoint with, this live emblem, this icon, this logo. And, this is a little bit different than Life Coach Live. Life Coach Live is more of our platform for reaching an audience via social media. What the live coaching path really is, Paul, and I'm sure you've got lots to add to this conversation, but I'll just say what the live coaching path really is. It is a, there are many things that it is but I would say primarily what it is at the beginning level, at the foundational level, is it gets each person, each individual looking within themselves and understanding who and what they are and recognizing that they are the cause for the effect of their life. So whatever effect it is that you envision for your life, we start to look within ourselves and recognize our creative powers that act as a recipe or a formula in order to create or manifest our vision. And that is at the foundational level. Okay, so we can start there. There's other aspects to this that we'll maybe talk about in future episodes. But anyways, Paul, over to you.
Yeah, well said, Tyler. I think, you mentioned a couple of months. I think it's closer to 18 months ago or so we actually first started communicating, and you're spot on. That started with a conversation, just a simple conversation, and we just don't know where things are gonna land. And what has become clear for me in this whole process, particularly over the last couple of months, where we've kind of started to take this a little bit more seriously in terms of what it is that we want to create and what this framework is all about. I think understanding why we value this so much, I think, is really important, because we've spoken about it being foundational. It's the inner work. We've spoken about flipping things around from looking at external problems and working from the inside out. I think that in itself was a huge conversation that we had a little while ago. But if we're looking at the reason why this is so powerful, it's because it is challenging venturing out on your own into the great unknown of trying to create a vision that most of us, if you're listening to this, I know we were in the same boat, Tyler. I know we've had conversations about that. It's challenging. It's not easy. And, I, for one, had these grand ideas of what I wanted to create before I started this adventure. And, the results that I've been able to achieve have blown away my initial thoughts in many ways. But there has been a lot of ups and downs. There's been moments where, my emotions have gone through the roof positively. And there's been times where, I've almost weighed up, am I going to continue on this path? And one thing that has sort of become clear as I've been able to sort of navigate through this journey on my own is, the power of having and creating a little bit of structure that we can sort of fall back to. When we're feeling overwhelmed, just being able to simplify things, remove all the clutter out of the way, and come back to a simple formula that we know that we can rely on. And I think there's power in trusting and knowing that you've got some skills that you can come back to, combined with the power of knowing that you don't need to do this alone. For me, that's a huge part of this and what we're doing. Kind of separate to this, Tyler, you and I just catching up and having these conversations over such a long period of time now is part of what has, helped propel me forward and reignited a passion to, to now hopefully create something that we can help others sort of behind us, navigate this journey on their own. And, we know that within us is the power to achieve anything we put our mind to. But really getting that foundational stuff right, really laying that groundwork, understanding who we are, what's most important, developing that mindset of belief in ourselves, belief and trust in ourselves rather than seeking external, seeking the impossible we're often doing. We put so much stress on ourselves because we're trying to predict things that we just don't have control over. So this is a platform, a framework. We could have called it many different things, a blueprint. Whatever we want to look at this as being, it is something that we know that we can trust. You and I, Tyler, we know that we can trust this process, and we're very, very sure and confident that you guys out there are going to are going to be able to find massive value in this as well.
Yeah. Wow. Just listening to you, Paul, I was kind of reflecting on the journey that we've taken together so far. And you're right. We started talking around 18 months ago, and we've kept the conversation going. And it's almost, they talk about having a mastermind, and it's almost like this commitment that you have and this commitment that I have. It's a mutual commitment, yours to your vision and mine to my vision, but there's a commonality, between us, and there's universal things that we all want. And really the way forward, Paul, I think you would concur, is to help each other, to support each other. That's what the entire journey is about. And so we're calling this framework the live coaching path. And I thought we'd just touch on this emblem. So the acronym LIVE, or LIVE, it depends on how you read it. L for learn, I for identity, V for vision, and E for experience. And I know when we came up with this, Paul, how excited we both were, because this acronym, it was embedded in this word live all along. And it just took us a while in order for us to see it, in order for us to recognize it, and how spot on each of those 4 words are to represent what live means to us.
Absolutely, Tyler. It's it embodies what we're trying to create here. A place where we can encourage learning. Really develop that sense of identity. Create that vision, and probably most importantly, I look at the experience thing as, there's a couple of different facets to it, I guess. There's, hopefully creating an environment where we can encourage and help with the practicing and applying the things that we're learning. But, I think more importantly, it's that internal sense of embodying everything that we're about, understanding who we are, and, just letting us be our authentic selves, to be able to, confidently make sound decisions, trust ourselves with the actions that we commit ourselves to, which is a practice. And I just love experience, just really stands out as something that, a lot of courses, training, it's all about providing information. And I think, this is where we're really trying to create something a little bit different.
Exactly. Yeah. The word experience is, it's exciting, because I think our vision is for us to, so we'll get into that in a second, but just personally, Paul, my learning style is through experience. book knowledge is great, but taking that knowledge from the book and then actually applying it in real life situations, that's how, for me personally, how I learn, how I grow, and I'm able to reflect on, well, is the knowledge that I read actually true or not? And the only way I'm going to know that is if I try to apply it and say, well, it may be kind of true, it helped me, but what I realize is by actually trying to do it, these are some of the real issues and obstacles. And unless you have that opportunity to experience all of these things, our growth, I don't know, our growth can get stunted. We get stuck, and it's hard for us to, we have this desire and this vision to move forward, but we don't have the avenue or the pathway or the opportunity. And that's what this is. So this is a big opportunity. And for anyone who's considering working with us in these upcoming workshops, which we envision will evolve into a year-long program, anyone who's listening is probably wondering, well, what will I get out of this? And I haven't written anything down, Paul, but I think we could probably talk about answer this question in a conversation for quite some time. But I'll let you get the ball rolling with this. What do you think the answer or some of the answers are to this question? If a viewer is wondering about working with us and joining this live coaching path program.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I'm just thinking about this question, what will I get? And again, we've had conversations about, just the way we think about things like this, what will we get? And, what we're offering is, that opportunity to start reflecting and thinking about things quite differently. Almost thinking in terms of, not necessarily what will I get, but how will I grow from this experience? What we're offering, I guess, is, an opportunity to develop the inner work, the inner skills, an understanding of who we are, the emotional intelligence, cultivating a mindset to be our authentic self. Now, this is the big thing of what this is all about. We often get fixated on our problems and our issues, and we're wanting to find the quick solution to these things. But I think this is all about really uncovering what the real challenges are, what the real problems are that we need to overcome. And a big part of this is creating a space, creating a platform for us to start being able to do this reflective work in terms of, identifying what's holding us back. There's so much more that I know we've had a lot of conversations about, what we're wanting to offer and what we would love to be able to help everybody out there listening achieve is potentially something that we could spend many, many months sort of diving into. If we're thinking about the resistance that's holding us back and the stress that we're feeling, the worries that we have, you kind of alluded to it earlier, Tyler. What mindset do I need to be in to be able to start healthy conversations with people? And this is all about, what we can do to get ourselves there, to gain that trust and certainty that we know what that next step's going to be. In terms of exactly how this is going to unfold, I don't think we know just yet. What we do know is that we've got some really valuable information that we can pass on to you guys right now. We've put together, or Tyler's predominantly put together a download that has a lot of the information that we're talking about attached to it, which I would really recommend taking the time to download it. But what we're really offering is not necessarily the information, although that is an important part of it. It's back to this idea that we can't actually think our way through to embodying anything. It's not possible. The only way we can really, truly embody this information and grow and become the coach, become the business owner, become that successful person that has achieved the vision that we're looking to achieve, is by finding a way to do the work. And the way that we can do that is by giving ourselves the best possible preparation that we can, to not only jump in and take the action, but for us to be able to recover, for us to be able to have a healthy relationship with things not quite going to plan, and remaining out of our comfort zone, and all the emotional challenges sort of pop up along the way. I'm excited. I don't know if that's coming through, but I'm really excited about this opportunity to be able to start tackling this issue head on. I'm excited to start talking to you guys and figuring out the specific problems and challenges that you guys are facing, and showing you how you can start applying some of these strategies towards taking steps in the direction that you're looking to grow towards.
Great. Very, very good, Paul. Yeah, there's a few things. So the eBook, the download that Paul's talking about, it's an orange cover, and it has live coaching path, the logo from the previous two slides on it at the front. And it's not really your typical ebook full of information. It paints the big picture. It gives you the overview of the important elements that are necessary in order for us to live a meaningful and purposeful and fulfilling life. And all of the ideas that are presented in that ebook are so essential that to do the work of answering some of those questions and to recognizing what our inherent creative power is, it takes time. And so what we're envisioning for the full program is a year-long program where we will, and I'm not going to say everything at this stage that you will get in the year-long program, because before we even get to the year-long program, we're doing a bit of a beta version, or a micro program, if you will, where we are going to be introducing the full version over a 4-week period. And so I believe it starts on Wednesday, November the 15th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And the UK time that you're on, Paul, what?
That'll be 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay. And where can people register for this? You set up an Eventbrite page that people can. So we'll include the link, Paul, into the descriptive copy of this video for the download, which they can get at lifecoach-live.com. And then there'll be a link also to the Eventbrite landing page where they can register. And there is a small fee associated with this, but it's not just for a one-day program. It's for 4 weeks. And so, there's tremendous value in it. It's $23.11. And it basically, it gives you a month-long program and access to, whatever things that we publish and produce within that time frame. And it's all going to be built around what the year-long course is about. So we're really excited to invite people to register for this event, and it's starting in 6 days from now.
Yep, absolutely. Well said again, Tyler. We can definitely include all those links in the page there. We're committed to doing this for the next 4 weeks, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity to really start allowing yourselves to put some time into really thinking through what is most important. And our goals are to put a program together, I guess, that is going to actually show you guys or help you guys achieve some really tangible results that will start you believing. You'll start to see some progress, and that's our goal, that hopefully you'll get a feel for what we're all about and see some huge results along the way.
Excellent. Yeah, there's so much more that we can discuss about this, and we're going to continue, I think, to publish more information and content around this 4-week workshop. So like us and follow us, our Facebook page. When you go to our eBook download page, your email will be put into the communications database. So we will be, every week we'll be informing you when the live coaching path workshop video or event is available and so it's going to be held in Zoom. So there's going to be an opportunity over 4 weeks for us to, everything starts with a conversation, and where we can meet you and we can talk about what your dreams are and your vision and your goals, and we can support you with, and this is a great timing too, Paul, because we're kind of the year 2023 is coming to an end, and the clock turns over on January 1st, and so this is a great time to be getting our minds and hearts prepared and thinking about this for the new year, and what our goals are and what our vision is for the new year. So, and again, really, we're both, Paul and I speak for myself, but we're both really excited to be launching this live coaching path and making it available to really, I think one of the main type of person that I think would greatly benefit from this. There's probably multiple ones, but one of the main ones is, I think, and I'll speak for myself, like I've always kind of had a vision, and sometimes what happens is that, it kind of gets put on the back burner, and life kind of takes a life of its own, if you will, and you can kind of lose connection with your vision, what your higher purpose is. But, it's like a little fire inside of you that never really goes out. But I think that what can happen is that we, just the way that things go, we tend to kind of ignore it for a multiple variety of reasons. For one of them, it's actually a big responsibility to have a vision and to commit to your vision and to take the necessary actions towards the fulfillment of your vision. That is a life-changing commitment, rather than letting life just kind of come at you and happen to you and you just kind of react. It is really turning turning around, turning the whole vantage point where you're looking forward and you're being, we've used this word, being proactive towards the fulfillment of your vision and having a mission and recognizing your identity and who and what you are. So that's my final comments there, Paul. I don't know if we've missed anything. Is there anything you want to add to this?
I just want to quickly add, you summed it all up really well there. As we said, the download's there. Have a look at that. But if you stumble across this video at some point afterwards, we are providing all the recordings to everyone who signs up. So if you find that the date of the first one has passed us by, don't stress. Would love you to sign up and come along to any of the events that we put on this year and beyond. And if anyone has any questions or any feedback or anything at all, we would love you guys to start a conversation with us.
Great way to end this conversation, Paul. And I'm excited and looking forward to starting another conversation with you and hopefully some of our listeners in the very near future. So stay tuned. Thanks again, Paul. Have a good one.
No problems at all. Same to you, Tyler. Talk soon.